In every workplace, problems are not solved by themselves, but sometimes you have to be the one who makes the first move. Not because it's easy, but it's the right thing to do. Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone, my name is Neema and I'm an English teacher. Right now I'm going to tell you how you can make a difference by making the first move. So, back then, the system in our school was different. If you are a homeroom teacher, then you only get to teach one subject. And the rest of the subjects were handled by the homeroom teachers, and I thought, wow, this is such a huge responsibility for them. And everything seemed fine at first until I noticed something worrying. The students were impolite. They wouldn't greet their teachers with salam. They would never say thank you and excuse me to anyone they bump into. But this is because the students rarely see other teachers outside of their classroom, because homeroom teachers would stay in their own classroom all day, every day. So they didn't have the habit of greeting other teachers outside of their classroom. But interestingly, they did greet me with salam. And that's when I realized the problem wasn't the students, it was the system. So whenever I supervised the students after they did Zuhur prayer, I took those very little moments to remind them one small thing at a time. One day I reminded them to must greet all teachers with salam, and then the next day I would remind them to say thank you and excuse me to everyone, to all students and teachers. And another time I reminded them, if they saw a trash, don't just walk past it or kick it. Instead, pick it up and put it in the garbage. Small reminders every day. And I began to see changes. The students became more polite, more kind, and more aware of their actions. And then I took another step and went to have a conversation with my fellow teachers. Because as teachers, we cannot put in any less effort. We cannot expect students to be respectful if we don't model it ourselves. I also suggested the principal to only assign each one of us to teach one subject. That way, all students and all teachers can interact. It's okay to be fun and playful with your students sometimes, but there always must be boundaries, because parents don't just send their children to school for good grades, but for good education. And good education doesn't start and end in a classroom, but it starts with us, with every word we say, every act we do, every reminders we give, and that's what shapes their character. So remember, the next time, if no one else makes the first move, be the one who does, because change always starts with someone who cared enough to begin. And that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.